Welcome to the Six-Figure Author Experiment, where we help you break through your first or next $100,000 goal. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get on with the show.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Lee. Hi. Hi,
Hello.
Mike.
Hello.
It's been a couple of weeks since we talked. I haven't talked to Lee since the day after the launch, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, and we were going to do this with Mike a couple before the launch, and then circumstances beyond our control made us move it to like after the launch, which I think is better.
Yeah.
Because now we can see. So just to catch everyone up, I launched the book on July 8th, and then I have done literally zero. I sent an email because I felt like I had to send an email the day it launched. And I sent an email a few days later that was like someone reached out to me to do a swap, Angel Hayes. And I was like, yeah, sure, this works. And then the next week I sent a thing that was like, don't forget we're live. And also then I did a bunch of other stuff for my new launch. And then we launched the next book, which was how to build a world-class Substack on Kickstarter. And I've been doing that for like a couple weeks. I also did send a list to my people who read Magic and said, hey, can you leave a review? To date,
Okay.
I believe there's one
Okay.
out of like 500 or 600. So I got to get back on that and be like, hey,
Stay on top of them.
could you do a thing?
Just thank that one person.
I am.
Be like, you're the best, but publicly.
Really good review. I really liked it. Like it was like,
so grateful for this review. Thank you to everyone, who is reading it and reviewing.
so I had a lot of big plans before this launch. First time Mike talked to me, he said there's a spreadsheet that was like 9 billion things. And I was like, I'm going to do all of it. I did none of it, except I did Facebook and Amazon ads. So before we kind of go in there, let's just like, Mike, do you want to refill us in about what you are and like written word media, et cetera, other things?
Gladly. Yes. So what Russell is referring to is written word media's reader reach ads, where we will run Facebook and Instagram ads as well as Amazon ads on behalf of indie authors. So if that's something you are wary of, or want to kind of defer to someone else who's done it a lot, we have our reader reach ads. And Russell ran both of those. I believe, Russell, it was the Facebook and the Amazon ones.
Did.
To your book number one, which was at the $4.99 price point.
Correct. I did not do any, like, we decided to run it full price. I'm going to just show the email that you get after the reader reach ads so you can see, people can see. Is that okay? This is not proprietary information, right?
No, feel free to share.
I mean, you send it to my email. I feel like now I can do whatever I want with it. Like,
you can do whatever you want with it. Yes.
Okay. So after running an ad, you don't get a chance to choose when the Amazon ad, how long the Amazon ads run, but I think you get like 3 or 5 days for Facebook ads.
So you get 5 days for Facebook, 5, 10, or 30 days, and then Amazon you can do 5 days.
Yes, and so I got this email that says I got 544 clicks and 135,000 impressions. I should have mathed this because now I don't remember like what that price is, but I am going to now. What I told them before is I have not looked at my dashboard at all.
That's good.
So I feel like that was healthy to not look at it. I launched a different book to like my nonfiction audience. Like I just been doing a lot of stuff, but I have no idea how it did. So like I've done literally nothing since launch, but send 2 emails and do these reader reach things. And I know we had 9 pre-orders. So I believe I'm going to go back here and okay. So this is my dashboard for the month. You can see there's some blah things there, and then some other things here. And we're going to look. I'm going to now go from today to this month, and it should encapsulate everything that happened from reader reach ads and everything in here. You ready, Mike?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 25 orders.
Okay.
What? That means there's a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of improvement, which means
I love
yes.
it. You've officially made more than I did my first month publishing on Amazon with like 5 things.
Sure. I feel like I just have to show this too, just to show like.
Yeah, you've been focused on other
I do
things.
know how to launch a book. Like I'm launching this at the exact same time now on Kickstarter. So like I don't know how to, but for people that are like, well, Russell knows how to launch on one platform, so he has to know how to launch on the other one, or it's completely like the same. I'm showing you pitch proof. It is not the same.
No, you do know how to launch because it's all about the flywheel.
Right.
Like you cannot screenshot. I just don't write unicorn books. I mean, I could eventually, I guess, give me the magical power ability, but like to brand new pen name, brand new book, and it just flies. Like definitely have had books take off more than others, but the only way I know that is because so many of them didn't. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's a difference. And oftentimes I'm 5 or 6 books into the series. And then, like the series is selling well, good, or it's selling better than anything I've written before. That's nice feeling. But again, for me, it's always been about the flywheel. If I was to start a brand new pen name, if I was to start a brand new TikTok page or Facebook page, I would just be like, okay, how do I show up and be consistent?
Right.
And wherever I see growth, it's because I was consistent. In fact, I have someone running my freaking Facebook page right now. And I was like, nah, views are dead. No one cares. Like I'll get 2 likes and that's just the way it is, unless I boost the post, which I'm not going to spend my money doing. Well, that was incorrect because Casey's been running it for probably a year and a half now. And when she posts, she gets comments. She doesn't get 1 million likes. She gets 100 likes, but it is a market improvement now. And that's not even an area that I think has massive potential for growth because it's pay to play. And TikTok is becoming that way too, which is fine with me because I can pay. So I'm like, yeah, now I can get in the game. But if I was to start a new anything, let's YouTube channel, I'd just be like, okay, can I post? What is my frequency of posting? And can I just stick to it? If it's going to be two times a week, then I will just do that. And 2 years down the road, I will have a following. And Alex Hormozy's like, well, we went from doing that to 80 times a week and we got way more following. I'm like, great, then do that. And at scale, you're able to like hire an editor and do and like really hone in on what you have 80 experiments a week to see what works. And then you're like, well, that style of video works. And I have an editor I pay $20,000 a month to. I think his team of editors comes to that. And he's like, and we just package the material the same way because we know now. And what you're doing is the same thing. You have this flywheel, you have all these books laid out, and you just did one tiny, hard, like creaking turn of the flywheel. And then the next book will come out and the next, and I can guarantee that things will go up. And then typically, book 5 in, there's fatigue and there can be a dip. And then sometimes there can be a unicorn book, somewhere in there that just happens to sell better. I have one of those. It's like the cover has more orange and blue in it and it just pops. And that's the one that always gets the book bub. Whatever, I'll take it because it lifts the whole series. So you're on your way.
So to look at your numbers again, Russell, so you said you had 8 pre-orders?
9.
You had 9 pre-orders. So since then, it's been 16 sales at $4.99.
Yes.
Since then. Okay. I mean, it's a start. It's not crickets, right? It's certainly not crickets. And now, obviously the unique position you're in is this is just book 1 of a series, right? And so now you have all the fun levers you get to pull with regards to launches of next books in the series. And also another thing we haven't done, and this is the written word media marketer in me saying, price promos, right? If we're talking about, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of clicks to your book listing on Amazon, if you're able to do a price promo, that's our bread and butter, right? We got some orders from the reader reach ads at $4.99, which actually that's about the highest price point we would recommend anyone run our reader reach ads is $4.99.
Sure.
Typically people are running those at 99 cents. So, certainly got some sell through there. It's not ROI positive at this time because I think you probably spent a few $100s on those. So not positive right now, but you're getting to the part where you can start pulling levers.
Yeah. I mean, what I would love to see is like what we were hoping to see from the reader reach ads was like which ad performed best. Like, I would love
Yes.
to get like a snippet of like, this is the ad that worked best. Cause like if I paid $350 or whatever that amount is, and like I
Yes.
lost that money, or I like, at least if I had a winning ad or an ad that was like the best performing one on Amazon, if I knew like which keywords like worked better than others, at least I'm like, well, I'm going to spend a week and a half like banging my head against the wall for that anyway.
It's a learning. So let me say this. So the automated email you shared earlier on in the call, it's just that. It's an automated email. All you need to do is reply to that. And Russell, I'll get this to you, but reply and say, you know, of the ads you tested, because we tested multiple different ads, which ones did the best? And we'll send that back to you. So all you need to do is ask there. And so we'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's so important to like, to have even just that little snippet, because like the more information you get, the better the next one will go. And I'll bet if I do reader reach ads again with you next time, then like you'll start from a place of better knowledge, and hopefully we would get like a better result.
Yes.
And so my next idea is that I'm going to put magic down to $2.99 and I'll have full price for evil. I think that's what we talked about, Lee, where like my idea is by the time there's 4 books, book 1 is 0, book 2 is 99 cents, book 3 is $2.99, and book 4 is $4.99, and book 5 will be like, I don't know, $9.99. I'm willing to do the $9.99 thing that Steve Piper told me. I'm just not willing to do it for like the first 4 books, because no one knows who I am in the fantasy space. And I do think there's a lot of like, let's just give it away for free to as many people as humanly possible to get them through the like thing. So Lee, thoughts? Is that what we're doing? Is that a good plan? Like, seeing this, is there anything you would change?
Yeah, I tend to actually not drop anything but book 1. And when I drop book 1, I really drop it. So 99 cents are free, because I know that those 2 price points are going to be the best for all the promo. And
Sure.
So I'm either going to really discount it or I'm not going to discount it. And I wouldn't discount the later books. I would test it with book 1 at 0 or free, and then book 2 at $4.99.
Okay. So we had said before that Elena Johnson does like book 2 and 5, big pushes for 2 and 5. So like,
yeah,
I mean, she's Elena Johnson. My big push for book 2 is not going to look like her big push for 2, but like, what does promoting the launch of book 2 big mean to the Godsverse Chronicles and for us, Mike and Lee?
So I would tend to agree with Lee here. Typically, best practices, what we recommend is once you start, and you're doing, let me specify this too, Russell, you're doing like rapid succession releases, right? Like we're at the cadence of every month, right? You're rolling out. Okay, every 6 weeks, which that's still rapid release, right? Mm-hmm. And so what we typically say is just what Lee said, you know, go big with book 1 in the series in terms of doing a price promo, whether it's free or 99 cents. Our lists, they are, you know, primarily discount driven readers. Like if you want to get them in the door, that's the way. But if they like your series, obviously, you know, you're confident in your writing and the series you're putting out there, you know, the read through of that will be there too. They're willing to pay, but you know, reducing that entry point by going in with first book in the series free or 99 cents, and then letting them see, hey, there's 2, 3, 4 more titles in this series. You know, even if they are full price, $4.99 or even $9.99, Russell, you know, there are readers, we survey them every year, and we have readers tell us like, I could be, you know, really enthralled with the book blurb and the cover, and then if I look and see it's not part of a series, I kind of shy away, because, you know, if I'm going to get into something, I want to know that it can keep me entertained for longer than, you know, a couple of days. And a lot of our readers, particularly our free booksy and bargain booksy readers, they read on average 4 to 5 books a week, which is, it just blows my mind. Like
I was just about to say,
crazy.
wow, that's kind of low for. I usually do like 7 or 8 books a week.
Yeah.
Do you
they're
really?
Like it's
Are you
their
being
job.
facetious, or do you really?
I do. That's me.
No, I do too.
Yeah.
But I read like it's my job.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, it is your job.
Yeah, because
And
I
you all.
I
like-
sit around and read on my phone. Yeah.
and I will like listen to a book to a audiobook, and then I'll like stop that audiobook and I'll read a book, and then I will like go to bed and I'll read a different book. Like, so I've got like, I mean, I went through that Tana French series, and like Lee can attest, it's like the day one, I was like, I started, and like by day 5, I'm like, I finished the whole thing. Like, it was great.
Yeah. I don't read mystery that fast. I read romance incredibly fast.
Sure. Okay, so what are we doing for book 2? Like, how are we going to? My idea is I have my first 5x5 ads starting on Monday. So I'm starting my direct ad things. After we're done with Mike, maybe I could show what the ads look like. Lee is not super enthralled by the first 5 ads I put together, but I did them. Like, I did them, and like I told Lee, I was like, this is it. Like this is the max I can do right now. I did these 5 ones, and they're done.
And you're gonna get the creative from written word media. Like, what was the tagline? What was the headline?
Right.
Because it is so useful to me to see when someone else, like BookBub, rewrites your blurb. And I'm like, they know what people click on. So I cut, paste that, and like save that. I'm like, interesting. This is an interesting way of coming into my book. And so you're going to use that. Honestly, this is a personal thing. I do not like, if I have just asked everyone to buy at full price, I really honor those readers, and I don't like to drop the price within a couple months. But that's just me. There are plenty of people who launch their trilogy. Everyone buys book 1 full price, and then 3 months later, 6 months later for sure. But like, they're like, okay, now it's free. Now book 1 is free and perma free. I mean, someone is always going to buy it the day before, but I'm like, but the fans though, like the people on my list for 100 books in.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
At this point, I'm like, I'll just give it to you. Like, you just get the book. And so that is the way I'm thinking about it. I would love to see you run those ads, get all the ad creative you can get, and make some money on book 1 and book 2 at full price. And then, like you said, book 5 or even book 3 or 4, drop book 1 drastically.
Yes.
To free or 99 cents. And that is when you book promo. And honestly, you could just book written word media. Let's see how it does. Let's just see how a bargain Booksy or a free Booksy does to sell through. Remember, guys, every ad course I've taken, they're like, oh, 3 return on ad spend, 4 return on ad spend, 2 return on ad spend, whatever. They're not thinking about, I spend $1 on book 1 and I get $2 back. They're always like, no. I think of these 5 books and then this other series. Like, that was the secret. And once I watched all the material, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're this magician that can just make money on a perma-free book somehow. No. They think of the whole trilogy plus the next series plus the duet that ties in. And by the time they're done, it's like 10 books. And they're like, well, that's how I get 2 ROAS, 3 ROAS, 4 ROAS. I'm like, you better get that ROAS on that.
Sure.
Yep. And ROAS, return on ad spend.
Return on ad spend.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we're all marketers here. So like all the acronyms and jargon, it's like, yeah, ROAS.
It's one, yeah.
Yeah. So return on ad spend. But yeah, Russell, I would say typically with written word media, if we're talking about a series and dropping book number 1 to free, we typically say the series should be at least 3. So, what I'm thinking, particularly with, upcoming book number 2, we'll get you the data from our reader reach ads. And then it almost might be fun to see, almost do a test like your ads using what we learned maybe versus a longer, like 30-day reader reach ads campaign. And then like come back and have another call and like compare results, right?
Sure.
Based on, our audience targeting versus yours and see how that goes.
Yeah.
But he's not running to the same offer.
Yes.
He's
I'm
running
running to a series offer. Yeah.
the series offer, which is just, again.
Oh, so sorry. I'm behind on what you talking about.
Yeah, so my ads are going to my direct sales store. I still think it'd be an interesting, like, I'm happy to do that test and be like, these are what like the direct sales people want. These are what like the Facebook people want. Like, I don't know, like it's probably going to be similar, but like different or dissimilar. Like, I don't know what it's going to be. Like, if it's going to be like, I'm not doing any video ads, for instance. Like, I mean, except for the ones that's like make improvements on your ad and like click that and it's like Facebook made 9 improvements and made this like now go in motion. Like, I'm not doing any video. So like, yeah, I mean, I think it is like for the second book for sure. Like, I'm not doing any advertisement except the 2 pre-order alerts. And then whatever, if we do more reader reach things to the store, like I'm only focused on direct for ads.
Got it. On your end.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. We actually just opened up our reader reach ads to send to direct clients and not just big retailers last week, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Because
Wow.
it's something we've been asked for quite a bit. So that's one of the big happenings at Written Media as of late.
Well, that is, I'm very interested in, because I did the reader reach and you guys said you could either do Amazon store or direct store, but I didn't. And I was like, we already talked about doing it to Amazon store, so I'm just gonna do that. But like, I'm very interested in this new development. Yeah, we need to talk about how is the direct store ads different than like the reader reach to Amazon?
So we're in beta test for it right now. What we want to be able to do, and both of you are marketers, so you'll get this. What we want to be able to do is utilize Meta's conversion pixel, which when you're doing Amazon, you can't really do that. Like we're an agency running ads on behalf of authors, right? So we're really running, traffic and link click objective campaigns on Meta. Now, if we're able to work more intimately with authors and do it so, hey, we can have Meta optimizing based on conversion events on an author's website, it's a game changer because that's the way that Meta is pushing advertisers right now. And so, it would be great to be able to do that. So yeah, like I said, this is something we, just started rolling out kind of in a beta capacity, but ultimately that's where we want to get to.
So what you're telling to me, I can do this and also guinea pig it and like which is my favorite thing to do. Like,
yes.
All right, Mike, we're going to do now my strategy is Mike does it. And my favorite thing is when it's not a Russell problem anymore. Anyone else's problem, that's not a me.
Focus on, what's fun for you and then delegate everything else, because when it's fun for you, you're going to make it work. You're going to really grind on it and spend time on it.
Yep.
This is great. But yeah, the biggest difference with the Facebook ads to Amazon versus your store is it's a traffic ad versus a conversion ad for a conversion event, like a sale or a page view. It can be basic, or it can be like they got to the cart or they did buy it. And the pixel, has all that information and then learns and gets better.
Right.
Such is the.
So that's we're getting people to sign up for your newsletter. That could be another event on your website, right? It doesn't just have to be a purchase conversion.
So you guys will do like lead gen ads too?
That is the plan. Yes.
Nice.
Yep. So like list building versus direct sales, like both of those are what we're aiming for. And also trying to make sure we get the verbiage correct with authors where, let me ask you all this. If I say list building, do you know what that means versus, direct sales, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, I do know. And I also know that when you get a sale on your store, you also get their email, which is fun. You can get paid for both. But I just set up a lead gen ad because I heard they were cheap clicks. Mine is not very cheap clicks. I'm getting conversion to like them give me their email at like 40 cents, which I was hoping it would be like 5 cents.
That's great.
Whatever.
That's a great one. If you could get it under like $1, that's like a great.
So
it's like
it's to the Berserker book 1, which Russell has done a comic for. and we're in the works to get that comic released next year. And I'm like, well, I have the books up, the ebooks. So my launch brain is like, how do I build this audience now?
Sure.
And collecting email addresses was my go-to. There's probably a better way to do it, but I was like, well, if I could just bulk up that list of this fans of this series, and I have a lot of the systems already set up so that if they read book one, they love it. They're going to want the freebie. So then they end up, really in this ecosystem. And then there's 15 other books. And now there'll be a comic that's done with a Kickstarter. Anyway, I'm hoping to release art to them for the next couple of months to tease them. So my launch process for the book coming out next year has started now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. I have data on this because I just spent a ton of money doing lead gen ads. Like a good lead gen ad for most businesses happens between $1 and $3 for newsletters.
Yep.
The lowest that I've ever gotten lead gen ads for, even for fiction, is like 85 to 90 cents, which is why I started doing the viral builders and all of those things. So like if you can go below 50 cents, like that is a phenomenal price point.
Okay, good.
What do you think?
Lee's like, yep,
Right.
40 cents here.
Usually I start something, I'm like, this is bad, let me fix it. And then I fix it and it gets worse. And I'm like, maybe that was good.
Yeah.
So it's good to know the numbers out here. I don't know. If you have better numbers and you're listening to this, just let me know. And then I'll have more of a baseline of the industry.
Yeah, we do the same thing at Written Word. I mean, half of my job is reader acquisition, right? To get readers onto our email list, right? And we run a lot of social media ads for them. And, the ballpark, like, yeah, it's still, aim for under $1 per lead. To get a bit more sophisticated here, and as your list grows as an author, this is something you can start doing. But we start weighing like, okay, the source from here, whether it's a partner or meta ads, what did it cost to acquire that reader and get them on our list? But then the added layer beneath it is, what's the quality of them? Are they clicking one email a month, or are they clicking our emails every single day? And once you figure that out, like, okay, this lead costs a little more, but the people coming from this channel, click on emails 5x the rate of people coming from over here. It doesn't really matter that the channel over here is a little cheaper, because I'd gladly pay a little bit more to get 5x the click engagement.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my plan is to my plan is to upgrade my ConvertKit account so that all, because you have to be on the pro ConvertKit account to get all of those things. But what I also found is you can upload. Okay, so I've been running Facebook ads for over 10 years. And I'm going to feel real stupid saying this. So if no one else knows this, then like it's okay. I did not know you could upload offline events from getting it other sources, other places from like years ago, and like give them a price and the email and use that to create your custom audiences and conversion API and train the conversion API. So I uploaded all of my sales for the Godsverse Chronicles and how much they paid from it says you can't do it for more than 2 years ago. So I just put like that they all bought like last year. Sorry, Facebook. It's like some people paid 25, some people paid like 100 because they got like bundles of other stuff. But I was like, I now have whereas I haven't done any of these conversions previously, I now have like 600 or 800 sales of like
Nice.
not just from the email sequence that I did, but also from like all of the other, like I could go into Stripe, Square, and pull down all of my data for people who bought like from conventions and stuff too, which I just realized I can do, and will now be doing that today. That's wild to me.
So you're pre-training the pixel. I did not know you could do that. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it's great. And I learned that from someone who told me that that's what they were doing. Like that, I have a service where I do that. And I'm like, I have a Russell who can just do that. But yeah, and the more, as time goes on, like the more of that like pricing data that they get, theoretically, the bigger that, which is why like I can say, like, no offense to the mic or anything, but like to me, doing traffic ads is just throwing money away. That like, cool. I don't even know if the clicks were the ones that bought, or they just were cheap clickers, but like the real clickers down here are like $5, like just like lose out on a, and even when you use, as much as I love like Genius Link or all of those things, like there's still not a buying trigger like in Genius Link. You still only get like the this thing clicked. You don't get the like, oh, but like this person actually bought. And in my experience running Facebook ads, people perform one action. If you want them to click, they will click and not buy. If you want them to engage, they will engage and not click. If you want them to buy, they will probably do no other engagement forever and just buy things. It's not 100% that happens, but like in my experience, when you change the, like, because I have tested, especially when I used to run viral builder stuff, like I would test like clickers versus like buyers, and like the people that click, like they're just totally different humans.
And a lot of that's changed with, even as Meta's algorithm and pixel training has evolved, right? I mean, this is the way Meta is going, is like, we want as much data to make the as most informed decision as we can. And that's back to your point with like the ability to, hey, if I have this information, can I feed it into Meta and give it some background into, here's kind of the value of these types of people. Now go and find me people similar to them, right? And that's our aim, where we do want to get reader reach ads there.
Awesome. Well, now I know what our next call is going to be, Mike, because I just emailed you, guinea pig me. I need to know how to get, like, honestly, like Redwood Media just became somewhere between 10 and 100 times more valuable to me if you will run direct sales ads than running reader reach ads. So like and we will now, after the next launch, we'll talk about the like the direct sales store. We can talk about spillover effect if that happened, and all of those great things. Does that sound good, Mike?
That sounds wonderful. Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I didn't bug you last time that much, but I'm going to be needling you like constantly if I don't get an email back by like tomorrow, because I want to start this. Like I want to start this yesterday.
I get it.
I think a good point of view right now is, or a way to think of launching is, it's not going to be one day and it's not going to be 1 week. It could be for the next 10 months, and not just 10 books, but I just did a box set launch, and we're still like getting influencers and sending out books to them, which seems to be a missing piece of my business. So I'm doing that. And Facebook ads aren't doing as well as we'd like. So we're looking at TikTok ads and actually just boosting videos for views and to reach the younger audience, and reels and whatever. So I told the head of my street team, Jessica, I said, I'm going to be launching this book until next year, until my next big launch. So let's just keep finding influencers. Let's just keep going. And so I think that that's just the world we're in, is when you're launching, it isn't, it can be if you need to conserve your energy. But for me, it helped to think, especially with a wide launch, the retailers are a bit slower, and length of time on the retailers, they factor that in. Whereas Amazon loves that new push. So there is this rush. But what I noticed from this recent KU launch, there's not that much of a rank rush. So it doesn't feel like much is happening. But this book is going to be live for the rest of my life. So like, why would I say, oh, well, the launch is over, the 30-day cliff happened, or that doesn't even happen anymore. But like, the 2-day cliff happened and it's done. Like, no, I'm going to be launching this for the at least the next couple of months, because I want TikTok traction, and that's going to take a while to build as I build more influencers. So that's what you're in right now, is turning this flywheel.
Well, I can tell you that we just went to Comic-Con last week, and I brought a book that I have been that I launched in 2014, that I've been working on since 2010, and it's still sold as well as it ever did before. And
Perfect.
like, this is now almost 15 years I've been talking about this book, having launched it over 10 years ago, and like still almost nobody knows that it exists. So
yeah,
marketing's important.
Absolutely, Mike. Well, I know we're a little over, and I appreciate that you took 10 more minutes of your day to talk with us. Lee, I want to talk about your launch journey and things that you wanted to talk about, but we'll let Mike go. Say bye, Mike. How do we find you?
Thank you all for having me. I always love getting to nerd out around marketing stuff, and looking forward to the next one.
Awesome. I just added you to our author-esque for today because I saw your last article about how to not get your KDP account shut down was a really good one. This will be now months, like weeks later that this will come out, but like I really appreciated that. So thanks for all the stuff you do.
Of course. Thank you for reading it.
Thanks for listening. For more, head on over to sixfigureauthorexperiment.com for archive access, resources, and more. We'll see you next time.